it is getting to be that time of year where we start thinking about our wish lists. So, for me, for 2025, I wanted to go through some of my top items. I have no expectations of getting all of these. I think if I'm lucky, I might get two for Christmas between what I give myself and others give me. But it's always fun to dream. So for me, this is the kind of 2025 dream wish list. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Lexi. If not, welcome back. I love to review designer and luxury items to help you make a decision before you take the probably expensive plunge into purchasing one of these. If you're a researcher like me, I like to help and give you all the details. I put out videos every Tuesday, so don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can know when I put out my next video. So we're going to do a little bit of a different one today, and that is the wish list. We'll see which ones I actually get. I'm also very good at keeping my eye out for a deal. So we'll see which ones I can find a good deal on. Kind of separated it into top three by categories. So I'll go over purses, accessories, and shoes. I'm feeling pretty good about my clothing collection right now. I might buy a couple items at Aritzia when eventually the sale comes on November, December. But I'm feeling it's really good. There's maybe like a nice skirt that I would be looking for. But generally, when I'm looking for a wish list, these are the three categories that I care and focus on that are non athletics. Something for my luxury community. For purses, the dream purse. Sure. Would I love a Kelly or a Birkin? Yeah, I'm a woman. Would I like a double flap? Heck yeah. There are lots of things that I would like that they're just so expensive. Do I like them enough to want them for their price? A little iffy. Definitely not as a priority right now. But if someone said, okay, ignore the price, if you could have any purse you wanted, Speedy P9, hands down. The colors are vibrant and rich. It's a bag and style that I know and love. And I love a squishy, soft, foldable bag. So the Speedy P9 to me is everything I've dreamed of in a bag. And so I'm not sure if I'd want the 25 or 30. I do actually own a 25 and a 30, but the 30 is a soft, squishy material because it's fabric, and the 25 is the turtle dove leather. So it's a lot more structured. So I'm not sure, but I know I'd want it probably in the green, but either the vibrant green, like the forest kind of green, the bright red, or the dark blue. And honestly, either of those three, I would scream for. Oh, thank you, Pharrell Williams, for blessing us with what is the perfect purse. I love it. So sporty, so cool, and just so much craftsmanship. The second one I'd want, this one's a little bit more practical. It's something that I feel my collection needs, or I shouldn't, needs is a pretty heavy word in the luxury when you're discussing luxury. It would be a really nice piece to add that would complement my collection in its use cases. And that is the Louis Vuitton Inside Out Neverfull. So I really want one of these pieces, and I want it in a limited edition color. I'm no longer really interested in buying a lot of purses that are just in the typical edition, especially new. I want something a little bit interesting, a little bit different. And so there's a really beautiful garnet color that came out recently, a navy. Both of those I'd be very happy with. So that's something that's a high on the list. It's just the price point is up there. I love that it's reversible, so I can use both sides. And honestly, one of the biggest things for me is I would have it monogrammed side out. I just love that the trim is not vachetta leather. And then also that the pouch can clip on the front. That's really big to me. There's something about the inside out that really hit it for me for the Neverfulls, where I just never even considered that bag before. And the third, which I don't know if I'd buy used or new, is the Fendi Baguette. So I've had my eye on them for about a year. There's so many beautiful ones. They're always coming out with something cool. I had looked at a pre-loved, I think it's called a Bird of Paradise, where it had all this embroidery work style, and it is stunning. I would die for one of those. But something fun like that is something I would like to add to my collection. I think the Fendi Baguette is the perfect shoulder bag, And so it's just finding the right one for me at the right price point and the right timing in my life. And it's really going to depend. I'm happy to buy those pre-loved just because there's so many unique editions. And I'd want something a little bit more every day. I think the sequin bags, super cool, especially for the girls that like Sex in the City. I heard that's like a big thing on that show. And they're really cool bags, but I would want, I think, a bit of a sportier one because that's generally what I wear more every day. All right, so accessories. There are three accessories. I think that on this list, I might get two this year. We will see. So the first is the Hermes Kelly belt. This might be my first in boutique purchase from Hermes. I'm waiting. I'm probably going to get it or try to order it closer to Christmas. Yes, I know Hermes can be challenging. I'm sure it is. I've never been into the boutique, and I will face that challenge when it comes up closer to Christmas. I have right now, I have a black belt with silver hardware. I have a brown belt with gold hardware. And so I'm really looking for a black belt with gold hardware because I often wear a lot of black and I often wear a lot of gold. And I think that this is a cool bag, especially because it's adjustable. So I wear a lot of high waisted, lower waisted, wear around my waist as a, complement to a dress or something. So to me, this is really pretty, really stylish, and a really actual practical belt. I think Hermes, honestly, of all the belts I see, I'm always drawn to Hermes. So we'll see if I get that. The second is the Celine bangle. I want the wide one that's black from the 2026 show with Michael Ryder that happened in July. There were, oh my God, my mind was blown with that show. I loved it. There were beautiful pieces. Oh my goodness. The accessories. Whew, there was a silk scarf that just still melts me. Oh my gosh, love it. And when I saw that bangle in that stack, yes, would I love to have a full stack? Could I afford one reasonably? No. So reality set in, and I thought, okay, if I could pick one, depending on the price, I'd want the thick black one. And we will see what they come out with when they come out. I signed up for the Celine emails. I still haven't gotten notified of it. I think they're super cool, and that's just something I fit would really fit well for my collection, especially for what I wear to work. I think it looks really nice over a white blouse. That's high on the list. And number three is another pair of sunglasses. I really like the Miu Miu wrap ones. There are so many cool ones out there that are designer, and I would really love to add another one to my collection. This is something I kind of like to do every year. So we will see which ones fit, but it might get booted for the Celine silk scarf. We'll see. My next category is shoes. Whew. I love shoes. I'm definitely going to film a handbag and shoe collection for you guys when I move into my new house and I'm putting everything away. The top shoes, which I actually almost bought, and then the sale went off, so I'm going to wait for another sale because I think this is the number one purchase for me. And I'm totally going to butcher this name, so please forgive me. Renee Calvilla, the Clio snake boot. So this is like a nice solid black Chelsea style boot that has either a snake winding around that's either crystals. I really like the gold one. The crystals are stunning. Don't get me wrong. If somebody went and got me the crystal ones, I would be very grateful. I just think that the gold matches more of my style. And when I think of the jackets that I wear in winter, that would complement those a little bit more and a little bit more aligned with my current taste and what I actually wear. So I could get so much use out of those bad boys. That's my number one. In fact, that's probably the number one on this list that's actually, attainable. The second is I recently reviewed my Paris, Texas boots in brown croc, but the snake skin croc in the lower heel, wow, that's a beautiful boot. I love snake skin. When I was younger, I had a pair of, uh, fake snake skin flats, just pointed flats. I wore those things to death. I find that kind of neutral looking snake skin goes with everything. It's so great. And then lastly, I actually want you guys to help me out with this. I would love a really nice pair of flats that I could wear often. I think that the Gucci embellished crystal flats or mules or loafers are stunning. Could I afford them, or could I reasonably purchase these and feel like that was a prudent use of luxury money, that's a bit more on the iffy side. So let me know if you guys have any flats that you would really recommend that are a little fun, pack a bit of punch, but that you could wear a bit more often. Because right now I'm stuck, but I know that I really want some more flats. I have plenty of heels. I've got a couple boots on this list. Flats. Thanks for joining me. This has been now that the sun is in my face, this has been my wish list for 2025. We'll see what I get. It's certainly not going to be everything. It's probably going to be an accessory or two, maybe a pair of shoes if I am lucky. Either way, I'm fortunate. So let me know what you think. What is your wish list items? And again, give me some flats ideas. I really need a good recommendation for something to keep my eye on. Well, thanks for joining me. Again, I put out videos every Tuesday. I'd love to see you back here. If you haven't already seen this video, I'm going to pop another one up here for you. Thanks so much.